Hi, I'm Jack.
I'm Sean.
And we're reviewing Prometheus. That's hilarious, oh my god.
Ouch!
Yes, do it. Attack, Ella, attack. Okay, so we
I'm
saw...
Sean. Oh.
Don't ask.
You're doing it again.
Hi, I'm Jack.
I'm Sean.
And we're reviewing Prometheus. Alright, we saw this a few days ago, so we've had some time to gather our thoughts on the issue. Let me start out by saying, Prometheus, in my opinion, after watching a bunch of videos on the internet and joining in the discussion about all the cool things about Prometheus, I do think this is a spin-off, not a prequel by definition.
And if you disagree, then you can go watch a video by Jeremy Johns. It's titled Prometheus, Alien Prequel or Alien Spinoff. That's where I got convinced.
I'll put a link to it in the description. Prometheus, I mean, I had heard very mixed reviews about it. I wasn't sure what to think, but we saw it, and boy am I glad I saw it. This movie really raises some amazing questions. I mean, this is one of the most interesting, thought-provoking movies I've ever seen. I mean, I haven't been so engaged and I haven't been thinking about a movie, days after I've seen it since, like, Inception.
And I mainly wanted to see this because of the trailer, because, it just kind of, like, sent, it sent chills down my spine when I saw it. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was, and, I'm really glad I saw it right after I watched all the Alien movies, because, that's just, like, perfect.
There are a lot of tie-ins, and it explains some things, but it doesn't explain too much, and that's something I think is neat. This movie leaves more questions than it leaves answers. I think that's something that not a whole lot of movies are willing to do. If you like stuff about Alien, you need to see this movie. It's really, really interesting. Everyone is very, very good in this movie. Idris Elba, the captain, he's great. Like, they gave some insight into his character, but I felt there was a lot more to him than you actually got to see. Charlize Theron was very neat, and there's actually been questions of whether or not she's really an android or whether or not she's human. And it's a very interesting argument. Noomi Rapace, she's the lead character. She's very, very good. Guy Pearce was good for when he was in it. The old person makeup on him.
I think it kind of, like, over-exaggerated some of the detail.
And finally, the person I thought was the best in the entire movie, Michael Fassbender as David, was incredible. And his character was by far the most interesting in the movie. He had great lines. His character raised the biggest questions. This was by far the best part of the movie in my mind. I think that for the most part, except for arguably about 3 people, I thought everyone did a really good job. And 2 of those people, it was more the script's fault than their fault. This leads me to the only 2 problems I ever had in this entire movie. Number 1, which is the lesser of the 2, these 2 scientists get lost in, like, this big structure they find. Not to give anything away, but this guy's a biologist, and he does one of the dumbest things you could possibly imagine. It's just completely stupid, and what in the world? I don't know. It really bothered me. And then my second thing is that the guy who plays Holloway is dreadful. Maybe I'm overreacting because the other people were so good, but this guy was awful. I just don't think he can act whatsoever. He was the worst part of this movie.
I didn't really think that it was necessarily that he was a horrible actor. He was, like, probably the worst actor, but, I didn't think he was, like, absolutely, dreadful. I'm not saying he was good, but still. And, I think it was more that he was just such an unlikable character. I felt like it is an Alien, there was a big mystery going on in Prometheus. I thought it was nice how these little things played out to, like, bring it all together.
I thought the effects in this movie were very, very good. H.R. Geiger came back, which is very cool. The CGI all looks very cool. The movie looks incredible. Ridley Scott's a great director. Most of the actors were very good. It's incredibly well written. Just raises very interesting questions. Just see this movie and then get into the debate and all the conversation about this movie is really neat. Alright, let's score this.
I'm going to give it a 9 75/100ths. The thing is, I really, really liked this. And I know I've thrown out 10s to other movies, but, it was just, like, some of the little things that kind of bugged me. And then Holloway, I mean, like I said, he was like the worst actor in the movie. Otherwise, it was great.
See, I don't know if I can go quarter on this. For me, it was either going to be 9.5 or it was going to be 10. Because on one hand, there were, like I said, those two things I mentioned, those are very distracting, and I was going to lower it a half point. On the other hand, I was also going, well, this movie feels like it could be a classic. This movie feels like it could be like the original Alien in terms of just going down in history as a very big success of a movie. And you know what? After all this consideration, even after those two things that really bugged me, this movie still excels so far that I'm still willing to give this movie a 10. This movie did what most other movies fail to do or even fail to consider to do. It leaves you with questions rather than answers. And by the way, the ending shot in this movie you'll like. The ending shot's cool. Alright, so have you seen Prometheus? Comment, like this video if you like it, subscribe, and have a good day.